What's good, everyone? Cam here, and I know it's been a while, as usual, but this time I have a really important announcement to make. My podcast is finally coming in, probably soon. That was awkward as shit. But basically, my podcast is called The Date with Cam, and what it's really all about, it's me basically interviewing like a whole bunch of people that I either work with or my friends or just some creatives that I know personally, and we're just chopping it up so that way you'll get to know not only the person but you can also get to know me a little bit better because we share different perspectives on life and all the stuff we've been through and a lot of things that people like probably need to hear from someone else. And shout out Kazz, by the way, because she's the one who inspired this project. Like this whole project started I was just like posting like some of my statuses, right? And I also do videos once in a while. And then she was like, yo, bro, I think it would be a good idea if you did a podcast. And I was like, I should have. I don't know why I never thought about that before. So now here I am making a podcast, and I have like a lot of episodes, so they're gonna be so interesting for you guys to see. And something else about this here, I forgot. Guess that might be it. So without further ado, I did like a couple questionnaires for my fan base, so I'm gonna answer like a couple of them just so you can make this pilot episode more fun. So the first question is from Stillon. Are you gonna have a duo? Yeah, I'm always down for duos. The problem is right now, I'm flat and you gotta catch up, bro, so we can play together. So, yeah. This next question is, are you gay? I'm not homophobic, but I want to know. This person wanted to be anonymous, so, it's okay. A lot of people think I'm gay for some reason. Like, I'm not. It's just that I do what I want. I don't care about, like, genders. I don't care about, like, what people call gay. Like, it's mostly me dressing up the way I want. Like, everyone will be dressing up like some hood guy. I'll be dressing up like with these or some anime shit. And it throws people off and has people thinking I'm gay. Like, I remember, like, when I was in Trinidad and I had my hair dyed. And a lot of people thought I was gay. I was like, holy bro. And it's like, I've been dating this girl for like 10 years and I've been married now. And it's like, I'm gay. It's just so weird, but don't judge people, man. It's not cool. There's another question from someone who also wants to be anonymous. Who are my music influences? So currently, Childish Gambino, On Q, West Period. Is there anyone else? But it's mostly those three. Like my list always changes, but these are the guys like I really listen to a lot because I don't know. I choose my own genres. Like I don't really pay attention to like much mainstream artists like that. Even though it's super cliche to say, but it's like that's just me, man. So the next question is for my homie Lindsay. How to not feel insecure about your penis size? That's an interesting question. Well, I'm about to recommend a song to you, right? It's a Trinidadian song. It's from Beckett. It's called Little Pin. So the song goes like, small pin does sugar. It's basically about like guys with little penises, but they still like it's still enough to make a woman scream. So it all depends on like they say it's not the tool you use, but it's how you use it. In a sense, that I guess that makes sense, right? Because a lot of girls like don't really like big dicks anyway, and I don't know. It's a whole bunch of different type of like phalluses or some shit like that. I've heard like so many stories about girls like, oh, this guy's too long, like it hurts when it touches my whatever it's called. I forgot. I don't know. It's all in one take, so I'm being really like confused and shit right now, especially since I just woke up. But yeah, it all depends on like you, man. Like how you use your tool, it matters. Here's the next question from someone who also wants to be anonymous. What's your worst breakup you ever had? I'll probably say like two, but the first one, right? This is gonna be a long explanation, man. Bear with me. So the first one, right? I was dating this girl from my high school, right? And well, before I was really in love with her, like since in high school, and I wanted to like tell her how I feel after like the end of high school, but somehow I didn't. But then somehow, like a couple years later, we ended up meeting up, and then we started dating, right? And everything was pretty cool until like she wanted to have sex with me and I didn't want to, and she tried to rape me, and then like thank God my brother came home and like she didn't have to stop. And then after that, like she cheated on me. Like she stopped talking to me for like 6 months and then called me back just to brag about her new boyfriend. It's like, oh, she's having sex with me all the time if she wants. It hurt so bad at back then because she always told me like she hated when guys use her for sex, but now like she's doing the opposite. And it's like, yo, what the hell is happening? And the second worst breakup, right, that happened like sometime after this was I was just healing, right? Like I didn't want shit to do with relationships at the time. So there was this girl who kept begging me to get in a relationship. She was begging me for like 6 months. And I was like, no, you do not want to get into a relationship with me right now. Like I'm going through a bad breakup right now, and I don't want like how I felt from the breakup to affect you. And she was like, no, I'm gonna be okay, I'm gonna be okay. And I ended up believing her. And then like she didn't think what I said was serious at all until like we had like a couple of dates, and she was like, why haven't you kissed me? And I was like, I don't know. And then like she said, next time we go on a date, we're gonna kiss. And then when we went on a date, right, and we kissed, like I was still so traumatized by what happened to the relationship before her that I started trembling when I tried to kiss her. Like it's like it was so bad, and then at that point she knew like everything I was saying when she was begging me to be in a relationship. I told her no, like I'm unstable right now. She finally believed it, but then she left me. And I don't mind, like, yeah, everyone has the right to change their mind. It's how she did it. How she did it was like she hit me up, right? And apparently she and one of my best friends, who like he's really my best friend, right? And they come to me and told me like, oh, she wanted to leave me, but she wants to date my friend instead. I'm like, yo, like that was the day like I like really wanted to commit suicide. Like that was the second time ever that I tried to commit suicide because of that. And it wasn't even just that, like it was to a point where she kept dating all of my closest friends, and she had no reasons. I feel like if you broke up with someone and you know they still have feelings for you, you shouldn't like go to their friends, like people who they're close to, because she kept dating friend after friend after friend. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna block you from everything so I can protect my sanity, because it was like you can't just do that to someone like you just broke up with. Like, I mean, I can understand if you go with someone else, but now with your closest friends, that's so immature and so bad that I can't even tolerate it. Next question is from Anthony. How do you structure your bars together? So it's kind of weird, right? When I first started, I didn't really have help. So I mostly told myself like how to like write a song. I knew how to write poems, but I didn't know how to write songs, so I kept practicing. And that's what all it is basically. And then eventually I got so used to it that I started like making up my own like wordplays together. I personally like references things that I know, and I also use like a site called Rhyme Brain or any rhyme dictionary to like rhyme words together faster, and it's more effective that way. Like I don't care what anyone says, like use a rhyme dictionary, like it works. Next question. What's your process? How do you get into the rap game? From Nicolette. How I got started, right? Before I started doing rapping, I was doing poetry. And after I finished high school, right, I didn't like do anything for like a couple years. Like I just stayed at home, and then like I started watching Rap City, and they had this the booth, right, where everyone's freestyling. I'm like, yo, this is really cool. I was like, I wonder if I could get into this, and that's how I got started. And like I never turned back ever since. And I was like 15 or 14 or something like that. Okay. How supportive is your family? This question is from my cousin Matthew. What's up, bro? and my family is really, really supportive. I think I told this story before. It was on someone else's podcast, I remember. This is how supportive they are of me, right? When I was in Trinidad, right? When I was living in Trinidad, I went to a school called Serval in Laramie. Don't ever, like, if you're a kid or an adult that's listening to this, don't ever send your kid to that school. That school is fucking horrible, bro. Like, that shit, like, it was so hard to me because, you know, part of it, I feel like part of it was my fault because, I was being a dick to everyone because, when I used to go Point Four and Silver and we visited, right? The school used to treat my classmates like shit, so I was like, yeah, when I transferred to that school, I was like, I'm not fucking with anybody. And then everyone started treating me bad because I said out loud, like, I'm not fucking with anybody. But after that, right, not only the classmates started treating me bad, the teachers started treating me bad. And then even the principal started treating me bad. And it was to the point where I went to the bathroom crying. And I called my mom. I told her, like, yo, I'm gonna drop out of this school. Like, this is too much for me. And she told me, like, no, finish a course. We paid money for it. Like, just try to finish it. Like, and after that, you won't have to do it ever again. And I was like, okay, fine. And you know what's fucked up is that, like, even though I finished the school, they still haven't gave me my certificate. They claim that I didn't pay for, like, every of the bills. And I was like, yo, I'm gonna sue them eventually for that shit. But when I moved to America, right, I did my GED, and I was, like, sitting there, like, trying to figure out, like, what I wanted to do, like, and I was like, you know what, I'll just go back to doing computers, like, I don't need to do rap right now. And my mom was like, hell no, like, because she knew what I experienced back then, she was like, I'm never gonna let you do computers ever again, from now on you're gonna do what you like. And that's how, like, it's been ever since. Like, I went to audio school. Now I'm, like, mixing and mastering for my bedroom, and it's pretty awesome, man. Like, once you have a supportive family, like, it's the best thing in the world, man. Like, I feel bad for people, like, who have to listen to their parents, but if you don't want to do with your parents, I always advise, like, people, like, you don't have to listen to me, but if you want to do something where your parents disapprove and they are spiting you because they don't approve of it at all, move. Like, get a job and move. Like, you have no choice. And the next question from someone who also wants to be anonymous. Why did you change your name? Okay, so before I used to go by a name Luffy Sky, right? And I ended up taking a long hiatus from music for like about 3 years because I was really depressed. And when I came back, that's when they put all the algorithms all over the social media. Like back then on Facebook, you could post, like, you could make a post, right? And everyone would basically get the post. But now they started limiting, like, who sees your post by, like, about 20%. And if those 20% like the post, more of your pages, people on your pages would see it. And if less people like it, like, you get less engagement. So I'll either be getting, like, 0 engagement or, like, 1. And I used to have, like, about 50,000 likes on Facebook, over 10,000 on Twitter, and like when I came back, like I was getting no engagement, and even on my YouTube channel as well. And I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna start over, and like I'm gonna change my name. And my name was based on a manga strip I'm working on, and like his nickname is Cammy, right? That's what his brother called him in the manga. And I was like, you know what? And I was like, wait a second. If this was Japanese, he would probably call him Cammy-Kun. And I was like, yeah, I'm keeping this name from now on. And that's how Cammy-Kun was born. And the last question is from my bro Gucci Belt. He said that old heads think it's pointless to do music in Trinidad unless it's soca and dancehall. Do you agree? I don't agree at all. And it's mostly because Trinidad have this weird mentality where if it's not local, we're not supporting it, but if it's outside of Trinidad, we'll support it. That shit is so stupid to me. Like, we're wasting so much. Not only we're wasting so much opportunity, we're wasting a lot of money too, because Trinidad has a lot of talent, and if people realize this, we could be making so much money because there's so many things that are wrong with the music industry in Trinidad. But I can see the opportunity of anything that could go direction on the whole, because look at Jamaica, like any artist that comes out of Jamaica, they support their own. Trinidad don't do that shit at all. Like, don't do that shit for soca for some reason, and I don't think that shit is right at all. And I guess that's it. So the podcast is gonna be out in January. Most likely, I'm gonna start editing this shit right now as soon as I'm done with this. And I'm also dropping new music in January as well, and probably another vlog. So I'm gonna be dropping more consistent content, and I hope. I'm sorry for like taking forever to drop content, but it's gonna be worth it. Like I spent all this time like making content just so like I have more to give to you guys. So if you're still here at this point, feel free to subscribe to my pages, join my email list, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you guys later, man. So stay awesome. Peace.
Wherever my feet gonna carry me, I'll leave a trail so you all will see. My mind is made up, not sure what the future got for me, but my footsteps gonna show me the way.